Applying stock-to-flow theory to housing affordability. Housing affordability is fundamentally a stock-to-flow problem. When the existing stock of housing grows too slowly relative to rising demand, prices and rents escalate because more money and people chase a limited supply of homes. The solution lies in deliberately increasing the flow of new housing, making supply far more elastic, responsive, and abundant, while preserving quality, variety, and livability. This brief outlines how to apply stock-to-flow thinking to redesign housing as a production and logistics challenge rather than a permanently scarce asset. Section 1. Understanding the stock-to-flow dynamics in housing. The stock is the total existing housing supply, every house, apartment, duplex, and unit already built. This stock is highly inelastic in the short term. Most buildings last 50 to 100 years or more, so the available supply at any moment is largely fixed. The flow is the annual addition of new units through construction minus losses from demolition or decay. When flow lags behind population growth, household formation, migration, and rising incomes, the stock cannot expand fast enough. The result is classic scarcity pressure, bidding wars, higher prices, and affordability crises. This is not abstract. In many high-demand cities, restrictive zoning, slow permitting, land use limits, and traditional on-site construction methods have kept annual flow far below what is needed. The mismatch shows up in soaring price-to-income ratios, young adults delaying homeownership, and increased cost of living stress. Supply suppression turns housing into a rationed good, where location and timing determine outcomes more than individual effort. Section 2. Catalysts. Suppressing flow. Several interlocking factors act as choke points on housing flow. Regulatory barriers, zoning codes that mandate low density, minimum lot sizes, parking requirements, and lengthy approval processes delay or prevent new projects. These rules often protect existing property values at the expense of overall supply. Construction methods. Traditional site-built housing depends on weather, sequential trades, and custom work. This makes it slow, often 9 to 18 months per home, and expensive, limiting how quickly developers can respond to demand signals. Financing and access hurdles. High down payment requirements and strict lending criteria limit who can enter the market, reducing effective demand for new supply and slowing the cycle of turnover and new builds. Land and infrastructure constraints. Fragmented ownership, high land costs in desirable areas, and underinvestment in supporting infrastructure further throttle flow. These factors create artificial scarcity. Even when demand surges, through job growth, migration, or demographic shifts, the stock remains rigid, driving up costs. This content is brought to you by Bobby Giggs. Promote your brand here and reach a wide audience across platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow the links in the description to get started. Section 3. Catalysts for increasing flow and elasticity. Stock-to-flow logic demands the opposite. Make new housing supply respond quickly and predictably to demand. This requires systemic changes focused on industrialization and flexibility. Prefabrication and automation. Prefabrication and automation stand at the center. Factory-based modular and panelized construction shifts most work into controlled environments. Modules or panels are built in parallel with precision robotics and standardized components. Build times drop dramatically, often to 3 to 6 months, while waste falls and quality control rises. At scale, this creates a true supply shock. Factories can ramp output in response to market signals, much like manufacturing does for cars or consumer goods. Flexible quality and variety. Flexible quality and variety prevent uniformity. Core structural and systems modules can be standardized for cost efficiency, while exteriors, finishes, and layouts adapt to local climates, cultures, and income levels. A single factory line can produce entry-level duplexes, mid-range townhomes, or higher-spec units by swapping cladding, insulation, and fit-outs. This flexible quality scaling allows density and design to match neighborhood character without sacrificing speed or affordability. Policy and incentive reforms. Policy and incentive reforms remove choke points, streamline permitting, by-right zoning for higher density, and pre-approved design libraries accelerate approvals. Local governments benefit when their revenue ties to new development activity and occupied buildings rather than restricted land values. This aligns incentives toward abundance. More homes mean more residents, more economic activity, and stronger tax bases. Decoupling housing from jobs. Decoupling housing from location-specific jobs through remote and distributed work further eases pressure. People can live where housing is cheaper and easier to build, spreading demand and enabling construction in lower-cost regions. Geographic arbitrage becomes a powerful stabilizer. Financing innovation. Financing innovation lowers entry barriers. Shifting toward credit history-based approvals with low or no down payments, modeled on auto financing, makes ownership accessible to more households, increasing turnover and supporting new supply without inflating demand bubbles. Section 4. Real-world stakes and contextual clarity. The stakes are high. Chronic undersupply contributes to inequality, reduced mobility, lower birth rates, and stalled economic growth. Cities with the worst flow restrictions show the highest homelessness rates and outmigration of middle-income families. Conversely, jurisdictions that have eased rules and embraced modular methods have seen construction surges and moderating price growth within a few years. Treating housing as a production problem does not mean sacrificing livability. Industrialized methods already deliver energy-efficient, durable homes with strong climate performance when materials and designs adapt locally. The goal is abundance with choice: more units, more types, better responsiveness. This stock-to-flow approach reframes the debate. Instead of fighting over slices of a fixed pie, we expand the pie through better production systems, smarter rules, and aligned incentives. Housing becomes an engineered good, easier, faster, and cheaper to produce at scale, while remaining a place people are proud to call home. By focusing on flow elasticity, we move from perpetual scarcity and price spikes to a system where supply naturally meets demand. The result is more stable prices, broader access, shelter that supports human flourishing rather than constraining it.